Happy New Year and welcome to Fearless Business. It is so wonderful to have each and every one of you. Now, this is the podcast where faith meets innovation and where Christian entrepreneurs and professionals are equipped to live, lead, and build with the courage in a changing world. Now, as we're starting this year, we would really want to acknowledge each and every one of you that have played a critical and very instrumental role in making Fearless Business the podcast that it is today. Now, from Pastor M, our visionary leader who believed in the vision of starting this, and to many of you who have been passionately committed and engaged in just making this happen and making it a reality, we want to appreciate and celebrate you. Now, to you, our amazing audience, you actually brought us to the place where we were nominated for a digital media award last year. Well, we didn't get to win the award, but we were nominated. That's a starting point.
Yes.
And we've really enjoyed your feedback, your appreciation, the comments that you make, the questions that you've asked, and we would love to continue that engagement this year in 2026. Now, this year we are doing some amazing things, and one of the things is that we are shooting from a different location. You may notice the set is looking different, and we are trying different things as we iterate and constantly adjust ourselves depending on the different dynamics that we are facing and different dynamics we are going through, but also in our changing world. There's a lot of things that are happening, so keep tuned to this space because we're going to be talking about some amazing things about what the future looks like for us as believers in the business space. Now, as we start this year, we want to kick off our conversation with a very interesting topic, and I'm excited to be introducing this topic: AI, the end of faith or the future of business. And this is one of those conversations that I'm sure is going to elicit some interesting reactions. So we want you to engage, we want you to plug in, we want you to connect. So tune in, invite your friends. If your friends are not yet here yet, invite them to this session and let them know it's on. The conversation is taking place, and we want to discuss all things artificial intelligence, how it affects our business, and how it's going to impact our faith as believers moving forward. My name is David O Sijenyi, and I'm your host today, and I'm joined in studio by an amazing gentleman. Now, I've been co-hosting with Pastor M until now, and starting today, I have a very interesting co-host. He's a mentor of mine. He's a gentleman who I've observed and admired the way he conducts interviews, and he will be co-hosting with me moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, my mentor is also the executive pastor and communications director at Mavuno Church Global. And ladies and gentlemen, Pastor David Kuria.
Wow. Intro's always special.
Intro's always special.
But it's so surreal to hear someone introduce you.
Yeah.
It's very surreal.
It is.
But what a joy. I'm just like, Mama, I made it. I'm on the podcast.
You are.
But it's a real joy. And thank you so much, Pastor CJ, for kind of hosting us and having us here. It's a real joy to be here.
Yeah.
Can I introduce our guest today?
You know, before you do that, I just wanted to say, many times I've watched you running interviews, and I've been like, when is that guy gonna interview me? Look at that.
Today. We can make you the guest.
We could
just make it easy.
I would be more than happy to be made the guest. But today we have an amazing guest in studio that you can have the honor of introducing.
We do. And I'm so grateful to have her with us today on the podcast because someone I've known for many years, and I've followed her journey very, very keenly. She's someone who is at the intersection of faith, of leadership, and of tech, and it's trying to help us prepare for the days to come in as far as artificial intelligence is concerned. So allow me to introduce her properly. She's an award-winning AI and digital strategist, known for driving business growth, brand equity, and social impact through digital innovation. She's a former digital lead at Safaricom, and former head of digital strategy at Oxfam as well. She's led transformative campaigns such as Eliud 159. You may remember that. Trended globally, Eliud Kipchoge, Eliud 159. The M-Pesa app, Davos, amongst others. She's passionate Like, let me tell you, she's super passionate about AI's role in shaping the global digital landscape. She's now the Chief AI Strategist. Come on, somebody. At This Is Digital. And she's keen on closing the AI literacy gap in Kenya and beyond.
Wow.
She's a passionate follower of Jesus, people.
Yeah.
She is also a top 40 under 40 women in Kenya honoree. I am so privileged today to have Grace Murugi with us on the podcast.
It's so awesome.
Karibu sana. You can say hello to the people.
Thank you so much for having me. And as you said, it's actually normally surreal to hear
It is.
like yourself being introduced, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to meet.
I
It
need to
always
be that
sounds so
person.
surreal, yeah. But thank you for
No, but
having
it's
me.
really good. It's
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
joy to have you. And
Yeah,
as we said,
thank you for having me.
you're in such a unique place because that intersection we talked about, it's faith on one part because you're a passionate follower of Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's leadership as well because it's leading us into, whether it's in business or in organizational development and all of that, it's leadership. But it's also in tech.
Yeah.
And I've seen you through the years kind of navigate what that's like. So I'm really looking forward to the conversation today.
Looking
If
forward-
you're
looking forward as
catching
well.
this thing, let me just invite you, lean into the conversation today.
Yeah.
This is a kind of episode that may help you in your, in your workplace, with your, not even might, why am I saying might? Definitely will, no doubt about it. And maybe completely transformative for you. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
So,
and it's exciting. So let us know where you're joining us from. And please, please, please send this link to your friends, to your family, to your colleagues, because you do not want any of the people around you missing this conversation. Because they're going to pull you back. All right?
love it.
Karibu sana, Grace. Now, I'm already too excited about this conversation.
Yeah.
There's a conversation we had in the back that I'm going to be drawing on in a short while.
Okay,
But you've
okay.
become an expert trainer in a field that most believe is going to fundamentally change the way the world operates.
Absolutely.
I think one of the interesting stories was when you said some guys were like, that thing, we are not sure is supposed to be for church in this time.
Yeah.
We're talking about the field of artificial intelligence.
Okay.
And as we dig into it this month, let's begin by just getting to know you a bit. Who's Grace?
Okay.
What led you to digital?
Okay. Okay. So I am a Christian, so I think that's the first place to start.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer of like God and Jesus Christ. I was raised in a Christian home and then chose Christ for myself when I was in Form 2. You know, like that period, where you're like trying to discover yourself, you're trying to like find yourself, and So there's a group of people.
Form 2 is not where Paul finds Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Form 2 is where Paul loses Jesus. We're glad to hear.
So our Form 1 was chaotic. It was very chaotic. And then now Form 2, me and my very good friends, we're still friends to today. We all gave our lives to Christ in Form 2.
Oh, wow.
So it
It
was
sounds
really
like your
awesome.
Form 1 experience led you to Jesus.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's exactly it. I think
Oh
that's
my!
exactly it.
We want to know that school. Anyway, let's.
Let's just hold the name of the school for now.
Okay.
So from then till today, I've been a Christian, and God has really, really authored my life and my career. There is nothing I'm doing today that I should be doing. Like nothing. If it was not for like God's hand and God's ordering of my steps. So my first introduction is always that I'm a Christian, and that I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. So that's normally a good place to start. I am married to one Greg Wanjama, who Kuria has known for many years.
Yes, been a friend of mine for many years.
Yes,
Worked together in different spaces.
For many years actually. Yes, and together we have 2 children. So our first one is called Gabriel, our second one is called George, and they keep me very busy. If you have 2 boys,
Yes.
like
I have one.
You have one.
Among girls, and it's just for
enough.
creative. When he wakes up, the house wakes up.
Yes. So when you have 2, you're always like on your toes, There's like no day is similar to the next. Like it's always like a new thing happening every day in the house. But I love them very much. And then career-wise, I have been in the tech space for years. So first of all, both my parents are engineers. So both of them are electrical engineers, which is how they met. And so we've grown up with some sort of technology in the home throughout like growing up. There was always something happening. And like the radio wasn't working. I remember my dad would open it up and fix it. My mom would actually open up the car
Wow.
Yeah, and she knew like the engine, and I mean it was
What a mom.
Grew up, yes.
No, they say that most, I hate to say this, but most ladies,
Yeah.
you pop the hood of the car and you look inside and you see the one part you know is engine.
That's true. We know where the water goes. The water for the wiper.
At least where the water of the wiper goes.
We know where that goes.
Yeah. I can't share my stories about my dad opening the radio there. I'm still traumatized.
Oh yeah?
It would be there for a long time.
Yeah.
Undone. Yeah.
Yes. So we grew up with engineer parents, and so I'm the firstborn, and then I have two incredible brothers, so Jotham Kimari and Philip Mwigai. So we grew up like that, yeah. So growing up like that, there was always this subtle thing about like, we sort of have to get into tech. Like it was never said, but it was always implied that tech is the future. So I remember when I had just done my class 8, we were living in Mombasa at the time, I was taken to a company called Diamond Systems, Yani for those days. I don't know if you remember Diamond Systems.
Diamonds, of course.
Yes. So there I went and did some programming. Yeah, I was like I went and did some programming.
How old were you?
I was like 11.
What?
I was 11.
That's such a good setup by parents to set up children to be able to do the things that they're passionate about from a young age.
Yes.
I must confess, my dad forbade me from becoming an engineer like him.
No way.
Forbade me.
Did he have a reason? I'm sure he had a reason.
He had his reasons.
Okay.
And I think the late hours and the time away from home. Because he was one of those guys who used to fix those satellites. So he forbade me from becoming an engineer.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's interesting. 11.
Yeah.
Wow.
So from that age, so by the time I was going to Form 1, naturally I picked computer studies as a thing that I would do. So I did that. And I think we were told at the time that if you want to have a career in technology or computer science, you have to do physics. Yeah. Man, we did physics. You guys.
I see you.
There was a big book.
Fond memories is what I sense as you speak.
Almost bring a tear to your eye.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a big book. It was like this. I think it was
it one or were they several?
It was called Abbott.
Yes.
Oh yes, of course.
You remember Abbott?
Of course I remember Abbott.
Yeah. So we did physics. So then I did computer studies there. Then naturally, I progressed into a computer science degree. So that's what I studied. And then from there, like things just took off. So I was trained in web development those days.
Wow.
Let me tell you what we were doing those days. I don't even know. Like I can't explain. Sometimes I feel like they will never really understand we used to open like notepads, and then you open HTML, you close HTML, in between you put in a lot of code, and then you deploy the code, and then things started becoming easier, so we're using different tools. And then now
I used, what's it called, Dreamweaver?
Dreamweaver, oh my gosh,
Dreamweaver
was like a game changer, yes.
Absolutely.
Because Dreamweaver,
the programming language.
Yes. Dreamweaver actually, now that you've mentioned it, was like a game changer because you could see your code. So your code is like down here, and then you could see like the front end. Yes, how it looks. So you have front end over here, back end over here. We're like,
let me tell you, non-coders, non-techies have no idea what we're talking about.
What you're talking about. And those who coded most recently have absolutely no clue.
And then now with AI,
oh yes,
now
absolutely.
with AI, you're able to create a website in like an hour. It's almost like it should be illegal. Like there are tools like Lovable, where you're able to create a website in an hour. So like in a weekend, you can launch an entire company. Those days used to take like 3 months.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Coding, your code. So 3 months. Those days is now an hour today. So
can I just say, by the way, for the people who are watching, I think a useful hack or tip would be to write down some tools as we go along.
Yes, that's
because I suspect as we go along, you may share some tools with us. So Lovable is one of those that you may want to go check out and just kind of play around with. But please continue.
Absolutely. So then I did that for some time, and then I realized my personality and being behind the computer, I don't know. So as I was struggling with that, as a web developer, as that was going on, we started getting questions. So we've developed all these sites. But then we did so many websites actually. So one of the questions that we would get constantly is, the site is up, now how do we drive traffic to the site? Now that question alone was what launched my career in digital marketing. So we're those guys who normally say yes, and then we figure out the how
How.
afterwards. So I remember KRA came to the office, and they had just launched, and now this will give you my age, so they had just launched iTax.
Where?
Yeah. Yeah.
We see.
Those days. So that was our first client. So they're like, we've launched iTax, we're putting up some billboards, we need some traffic to be driven to the iTax portal. So we're like, sawa. We did not know how to do Google search. Yeah, but there was like nobody in the country actually running a Google search campaign.
Right.
But we were like, it is us. We are the ones who are going to do.
So a lot of pioneering from right there.
Many years ago, my gosh. So we set up that Google search campaign, and let me tell you, there's something about, like, you've set up your campaign.
Tell us a bit about that, because when you say Google search campaign,
Yeah.
what do you mean by that? Because I'm like, everyone knows how to use Google search. What are you talking about?
So I'm talking about the advertising bit.
Aha.
Yeah. So search is divided into two. So there's search engine optimization, where you get your site to rank well organically. But that has been interrupted by AI as well, because now we're seeing the AI overviews, yeah? And then the search engine marketing, where you pay for specific keywords so that your site ranks better when those keywords are, when people search for those keywords. And then we normally say that search is very intentional. So it's like your digital storefront. So you want, when somebody comes and searches, like, say, for Mavuno Church, you're the first website. Your website is the one that ranks the first, or at least on the first page. And there are many things that happen in the back here, in the background, to make that happen when we search. So that's a search campaign. So we set out like various keywords now for, like, to encourage, what are Kenyans going to be searching for when it comes to the iTax portal. So we set up the search campaign. So I remember we had two screens. We had one screen with Mzungu explaining to us how to set up a search campain. Then we had another screen with us clicking. So when he says click here, we were clicking there, and then do this, and then we're doing that. And then,
that's archaic, eh?
And it's kitambo. Like,
yeah.
So we set up Kenya's first search campaign.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And those days, we didn't have like Google offices in Kenya. Yeah. So we set up the campaign, and then I remember we received an email, because now it's time for billing to happen. So KRA have given us some money, and now we sort of need to figure out how we pay in Google. So we got the money loaded onto a card, and then now we paid Google. They sent an email. They're like, what is happening in East Africa? Like, someone has set up a search campaign. Yeah. So it was very interesting. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Let me ask you, and I kind of just want to skip ahead a little bit to ask you, maybe how did you make the transition into artificial intelligence?
Okay.
And in fact, maybe the question I should ask you before that is, what would you say are some of the kind of like defining moments in your career?
Okay.
Even before we talk about artificial intelligence and along your journey.
So that question for how do we drive traffic to the website, that was a defining moment.
This is now for KRA.
Because it changed my career from a web developer stroke software engineer into like a digital marketer and a digital strategist. So that was one leap, yeah. Then
so anyone who's got problems with KRA, it's you're the source.
No,
that's what you have issues.
Look at people like interpretation.
She's the source. Let me just tell you. That's what I'm hearing from this.
All we were doing is sending traffic to the portal.
I'm kidding.
That is it. So then the next leap. So that I moved from web development into digital marketing, digital strategy. And when I'm in that world,
when you say we at this point, who are you talking about?
So we had a company with my husband. It was called OpenSphere Systems. So OpenSphere Systems, we set up that campaign.
Okay.
Then when I move into digital marketing, I then go and work for Scan Group. So Scan Group, I'm handling the Unilever account, Kimberly Clark account.
This is all digital marketing we're talking about.
This is now pure digital strategy and digital marketing.
All right.
Yeah. So that was fun. Did that for like 2 years, and then moved to Safaricom. So there's a campaign that I did that went really well. It's called the Heroes for Change campaign.
Yes, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so after now Heroes for Change, I applied for this job at Safaricom. Went through a very rigorous interview process.
At Safaricom.
I was like, I don't think I'm getting this job. It's okay. Like,
sounded like you're starting a branch in the organization.
Yeah, I was like, it's fine. And then you get the email, you're like, oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, so that's why I moved to Safaricom. Worked with incredible people, very smart people there. Amazing. So that's now when we did the M-Pesa app campaign, Eliud 159 campaign, and like 100 other campaigns. And then I moved to Oxfam International, where I was head of digital strategy. So did the same thing. So it's digital strategy. Now, inside Oxfam International...
You're moving so quickly, yeah?
Oh!
And some of these things are such good nuggets.
Okay, okay.
So you talk about, say, the Eliud 159 campaign. Tell us a bit about that, because that thing captured the imagination of people.
Okay.
Yeah, so what was the campaign? What were you doing? What was your role?
Yeah. So Eliud was... he was running to beat like a record. So he was against time, So he was supposed to do this run within like a certain...
The 1 hour marathon.
Yes.
I think that was what it was,
Yes. So then we thought as a brand, because M-Pesa was really, at that time, was really into global sport. So how do we as M-Pesa support Eliud in this big thing that he is doing to break a world record? And so I remember we brainstormed. There were many ideas that came like from agencies, from the internal team and all that. And then somebody came and said, we should change the name M-Pesa to Eliud. And we were like, that is it. Like, that is it. So we even changed the logo. So the M-Pesa logo now read Eliud. Yeah. And so the day before he ran, we started like communication, like M-Pesa supporting Eliud Kipchoge, and then we started rallying Kenyans behind the campaign to get them to support him by tweeting and sending him like messages of inspiration and hope as he was doing this really big thing to position the country. Then we utilized those days used to call it Twitter. So we utilized Twitter inventory. So there was one called, so there was a promoted hashtag, which is normal. So you promote the hashtag for the day. And then we got a couple of influencers to also tweet using the hashtag Eliud159. And then we did something called the Twitter emoji. So when you use the hashtag Eliud159, and the emoji with the M-Pesa logo changed to Eliud pops up. That emoji got 11 billion impressions.
My word.
Suddenly, we actually got called by the Twitter HQ from San Francisco. They're like, there's something happening in Kenya. Like there's something happening in Kenya. So it was really incredible.
This was your campaign?
This is my campaign with my boss. I had an incredible boss. She's now my friend and mentor. She's called Caroline Kendi. We would go to her. And of course, I had an incredible team. So there's Leonida Otindo, Dennis Waire, Jeramba Wanjao. So the 5 of us and, other supporting team now came up with this and then just went, So as we are putting up a post, it's being promoted by Leo. As something else is happening, NJ is doing something else, so it was just a well-orchestrated machine. Then it joined, the Eliud159 hashtag joined the Kenyan trending top trends in Kenya.
Very quickly.
And then it made it to the global trend. Wow. Now that's when we were like, whoa, something is happening. Then it became now the hashtag that everybody around the world is actually using. So if you're supporting Eliud or you're wishing him like good messages or just sending him good vibes, that's a hashtag. Now the world was using our hashtag, created on Wayakiwe. It was just wild. Of course, we had a really incredible M-Pesa boss. He was called Sitoyo Lopokoyit. I need to make sure I get that name right. So he was also very supportive of like digital and the different things that happen in that space and all that. So it was really, really amazing. So that's Eliud. After that, Twitter award, Best Digital Campaign of the Year award, and that is the campaign that made us award-winning.
I want to just write on that because I think you said something there that global started in Wayakiwe. Wayakiwe.
Yes.
And it's probably you're starting something there and it's looking like it's so far-fetched. But it could be seeming very small and insignificant right now. But it could be the thing that goes global and transforms the lives of many people. That's so awesome.
Absolutely. And that's the power of digital. It goes beyond what we can see. So like now in the Safaricom building, we're just a few of us, but then the things that we were crafting there were actually now going to the world. So it's it's incredible. So after that, I worked in Oxfam International for 3 years, 3 months.
So you were, if I get this right, Open Sphere with your husband.
Yes.
Scan Group.
Yes.
Doing digital strategy and campaigns. Safaricom for a couple of years and some really good campaigns at Safaricom. Then now you're at Oxfam.
I'm at Oxfam.
This time in this part in the story, you're at Oxfam.
Yes.
I'm a little curious though. Before you get into the Oxfam story, you had a business.
Yes, I did.
What the shift back to employment? What drove that?
Open Sphere.
So first of all, we've founded 3 businesses. Yeah, so we founded 3 businesses.
So for all you Kenyan founders, keep going. It's a Kenyan thing.
There's one of them that's a very sweet and savory business. I remember was your client.
Yes. So the first business we founded with my husband is OpenSphere Systems. And those days, websites were the thing. Like, come, we'll develop a website. Here, you'll charge 100K. You'll charge.
Your husband created one for me.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Moreafrica.com. Yes, he did. So websites at the time was a thing, and there was a lot of excitement like around that. So we did that for some time, and then the business landscape it became a little bit tough to maintain. Yeah, so we ended up closing that business, and then we started a cake business that was running at the same time.
That's a sweet and summary.
That is a sweet one,
eh?
yes. So it was running at the same time when I was in Scan Group and Safaricom. Yeah, so we had a business that was actually, like baking. It's a fun time.
So it's when the business was struggling that you shifted back to employment?
Yes.
Was it both of you or just yourself?
No, so we both got into employment. Yeah, we both got into employment. I moved to Scan Group, we moved to the UN.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's critical because sometimes you're driving this thing and really trying to make it work. But it's not working. And sometimes we're stuck with, if I go back to employment, I look like I've failed.
Oh my God.
And so we die with it. We die on that mountain and we get stuck in that space.
Oh my gosh, there's no way you can.
Our skills can still be useful and can still unlock opportunities.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm.
And I'll ride on that and just say, because I've run business before as well. And I was running a business years ago, and a friend of mine gave me some advice that I found very, very useful. He said, one of the most useful skills that an entrepreneur must have is to know when to pull the plug.
That's so
It's one of the most
so
useful
profound.
skills.
I think you need to repeat that.
One of the most useful skills an entrepreneur must have is to know when to pull the plug.
That is true.
And he said
That
it to
is
me
true.
in passing, and it was a business that we were running, actually running the business together. And for me, I was very insulted at the time. I said, "Oh my goodness!" And that's the thing about it, isn't it? You're very attached to the thing that.
Of course, it's your baby.
And I don't think we're telling people shut down your businesses. That's not what the message of this thing is. But it's just saying you. And I loved what you said, because you said it's not your skill set that's dying. Your skill set is not over. Maybe what you require is a pivot in the season to try and figure out how do I move to something else for the season. So
that's
so
exactly it. And I'm in complete agreement with what Kuria is saying. Me as an individual I'm not defined by what I'm doing. I mean, it's good to say all these things, but that's not what defines who I am. So by the way, I can change anytime.
Exactly.
Any minute, I can move from entrepreneurship into employment, and I can go like, okay, there's an opportunity I'm seeing. Let me move
a good thought.
From employment into entrepreneurship, which is a shift I've just done. And let me tell you, if it doesn't work, you guys will find me back. So fast.
So fast. Very interesting.
So for me, it's about like, what am I doing and what is my identity? And it's not tied to, no. I can just switch. I can switch and
This show is for both entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurs, people in their own businesses. Entrepreneurs, people serving in someone else's vision. And sometimes you could think that just because you're not running your own thing, that you're doing something that is not quite up there. And so we are saying whether you're serving in someone else's vision or you're serving in your own business, you're providing value. As long as you're providing value, you're doing some meaningful work. You're fulfilling purpose.
That's true. And then the other layer I add now as a Christian
hang on.
is...
Sorry, I do have a question though.
Okay.
And the question is so your pivot at this point, where is a place for resilience? Because what you don't want someone to listen and think to themselves, okay, then what I'm hearing is pull the plug or move. So where is the place? Where is the place for? Because it's a tricky balance. I think, and you live in the tension of it. On one hand, where you have to be resilient in your business, but you also have to be able to understand. Okay, maybe there's a place to pivot at this point. I don't know how you'd respond to that.
Maybe I can respond by sharing how I now made this final transition.
Okay.
So I'm working in Oxfam. I am the global head of digital strategy, and I'm doing that. It's going well. It's going well. But in my heart, there's something I must do about AI. Yeah.
Aha, and I like that.
And AI was introduced to me when I was working at Oxfam. So I remember the first presentation we ever made actually was on one of our work trips in the Netherlands, and that's where AI is introduced. Like that's where, and this is April 2024. And I'm like,
This is very recent.
yeah, just the other day. And I'm like, there's something here. And so that piqued my interest. And then, of course, I told my boss, I'm actually really interested in this thing and I want to learn a little bit more about this. So he puts me on an AI working group. So we work together with the CTO and we create like a whole working group. We create like a whole AI policy. And I'm like, there is something here.
And of course, your tech background is coming alive.
But then now I'm like fully activated. Now I'm like, let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And so after my time in Oxfam comes to an end, naturally now I move into AI and back into entrepreneurship. Now, where does resilience come in? I think for me, resilience is it has to be backed by what your purpose is at any point. When I was working in Scan Group, there is a God-given assignment I had there. Yeah, and by the way, let me tell you, when the assignment is over, your time is up. Yeah. When I was in Safaricom, there was a God-given assignment, and I'm always asking God, like, why did you send me here? Like, what is the assignment? And it's not about doing the digital strategy and winning these awards. And no, there's a God-given assignment, and sometimes it's actually just to reach one person. Yeah, so it could be anything. Oxfam, it was so clear what my assignment there was. It was so clear, and once I delivered that. Yeah. Time was up. Yeah. So in every role I have played, there's like a God-given thing that I am delivering there. And once that is done, it's time to move. Now, resilience comes in where I am ready to transition, but manze, my assignment is not done.
I love that.
It's not done.
I love that.
So then I have to keep pushing and praying and asking God, what do you want me to do? How much longer? What is the assignment here? Yeah. And so as long as that has not been complete, now you keep asking God for grace to carry the day, grace to handle the tasks, just all these different things. And then now you keep pushing. Yeah. So even in businesses, like there are assignments that God has given you.
It's so interesting because I think the way many people look at it is to say, it's about me. What I'm hearing you saying is that
we're a vessel.
There is something bigger at stake, even with the work of your hands. Because the work of your hands is ordained by God. And it's trying to understand, so what does God want me to accomplish in this season of my life? What is the assignment that He gives me? And if you're not done with the assignment, there's a level of discernment then that you need to kind of develop to understand, am I in the right place? And if I am, then it's to say, block out the noises. And the noise sometimes will be challenges that you're facing in business.
Absolutely.
Because challenges is what kicks people out of business. You're like, but what I'm hearing you saying is that your assignment is not done. You need to stick with it. You need to power.
Stick there
you need to
until
power
God
through.
says otherwise.
I just want to chime into that. If you go back to our November series, where we're talking about the business of the kingdom, but we're talking about, are you aligned? Because this whole podcast and the series we're running are about asking yourself, are you where God needs you to be? But also understanding that where you are, God has allowed you to be there for a reason. Like Grace is saying, when the time is done, it doesn't matter what you do. By the way, you can be delivering. When the time is done and it's time for you to move on to somewhere else, you need to move on. But I hear something very interesting there. Take time to seek God.
Absolutely.
You're in business, you're in this huge organization, you're at the top of that organization, but are you seeking God for
every step?
It could be working. It's perfect. I used to say in one of the organizations, I'm never leaving this place unless I'm fired. Oh, when the time was done, I was fired. And it's because God is like, so this has now become the thing. And it's like, your time is up, dude. It's time to move.
Like in Safaricom, I had literally just assembled like a power team. Oh my gosh. Like gone through business case approval, all these things. So now we've put together like the power team. Now this is the team we're going to do magic. And then my time is up. It's time to move to the next thing. So now I'm like, okay, sawa. So then that, that was it. So next assignment.
Speaking of moving to the next thing, the reason for this conversation that we are having is really about how AI is going to impact the way we do our lives. Now, for many people, there's a saying that's going around that AI will take my job. But I remember you saying at the Fearless Summit last year, and Pastor Kuria
On
was
this stage, we're on this
On
stage.
this stage, actually.
Yeah.
and
Full circle.
the conversation was AI will not take your job, but those who know how to work with AI will take your job.
Yeah.
But later we heard that AI did take your job. Is that true? Or tell us more about that.
Need to clarify for the people.
Clarify
once and
for the
all.
people.
Gosh, no. Here's the clarity.
Here's the clarity.
I did not take my job. Actually, all the roles I have held in the past are being done today by human beings. Yeah, so no. AI
And that's
did
so
not take my
critical to
job.
note.
Yeah.
I think let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
You guys decided to start a company to equip people in this emerging field of AI.
Yeah.
What is that drove that decision, and what was the journey? Has the journey been like so far?
Okay, so first of all, it was an idea that was dropped in our hearts by God in 2024. It took us a year and a half to execute that. Yeah.
I want to pause there for a moment.
Baby, a year and a half. Can you imagine
I
that?
want to pause there for a moment.
Okay.
Many of you have had some crazy ideas dropped in your hearts. You've been sitting on them for a long time. Because as far as you're concerned, it's just another crazy thought. Me and my crazy thoughts, especially for you apostolic entrepreneurs. It's not a crazy thought. Check it out in prayer. Could be God speaking to you.
The comfort of the payslip.
A whole year.
The golden
And a half.
handcuffs.
A year and a half.
That is it.
18 months.
That is
The
it.
golden handcuffs that
It
keep
is
people
golden
from
handcuffs.
moving to their next assignment.
So that thing about a year and a half is actually 18 months.
Yeah.
And in the digital space, we say in 18 months, a lot can have changed.
The world is now, what we knew is no longer true.
But
So
even as you tell us the
so-
story, just tell us also how you made the pivot, because you left us in the story where, at Oxfam
At a meeting.
you've kind of began to engage with AI. So maybe the pivot there as well.
Okay, so it's okay. So first of all, Greg and I are doing a lot of talks. Yeah, so we've gone where he's also in tech, deep in tech actually, and also very deep in the AI space. So
Is it knee deep,
sorry,
waist deep, chest deep? Or is it properly
He's
covered?
He's deep.
Yeah.
He's a software engineer, so he's deep in that space. So which is actually how we met. So many years ago, that's how we met. So now we are giving all these keynote addresses, we're giving these panel discussions, and remember the idea has already been dropped in our hearts. And after each panel discussion, people would come and ask, can you teach us? Like there's something you seem to know, can you show us? Can we sit somewhere? Can we buy you coffee? Can we do this? We have had coffee in Nairobi, let me tell you. We've had coffee.
You can become coffee
Connoisseur.
Exactly,
And
that's
I
what I
love
was looking
coffee.
for.
Every time we're like, hey, open your laptop. Okay, so there's this tool. It can do this and this and this for you. So we did that for like a year and a half, yeah? And then we're like, wait, maybe there's something here that we can structure.
That.
Yeah, maybe there's something here. So you see what we have been doing during the coffee. In fact, we call those coffee and AI conversations,
Yeah.
So in the coffee and AI conversations now, it was like, wait, we can structure this into something, make it formal, and then do something about it. So on the 16th of July last year, and 16th of July is important because it's International Artificial Intelligence Appreciation Day globally. So people around the world are normally celebrating like the different advancements of AI and what has happened in the medical space, in the engineering space, in marketing and all that. And we're like, wait, nobody in the country is doing that. So now we're going to be the ones who do that. And that's the day we launched our company.
Wow.
And the aim was to be an AI accelerator. So we do two things. So we empower individuals with the knowledge in the AI space, and we also accelerate organizations in the AI space. So what we're seeing is that we are here, AI is like over there, it's like a thing, we don't know what to do with it. So what we're doing is we've created the bridge to sort of get people to the other side. And Mavuno has been our incredible client.
Oh, wow.
Incredible. Yani the things that have happened in this church has always been ahead of its time, and we've spoken about that.
Amazing.
Ahead of its time. So we sat with Kuria. Thanks to Kuria, we came, we trained the team, and then People took off. We have...
And I bumped into you walking somewhere.
Yes.
And we had the conversation. I was like, Mavuno must be on board with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So first we trained you, and then after we trained Kuria, he was like, no, we have to bring more people.
This,
and that's exactly what happened. And then, so courtesy of Kuria, we came. We've trained the team. Of course, Lukase took off and became one of Kenya's first AI producers. We have
Shout out to Lukase, one of our
Come on now,
crew
one
today.
of our producers, yeah.
Yes. Of course, we've had Pastor M create music. We've had people do incredible work in this church. We've also trained Just IV Africa and her team. We've trained Governor's Camp. That was really interesting. Their takeout was very interesting. We've trained Strathmore Alumni Association, USIU marketing team, and a couple of other organizations. But in total, we've actually trained 130 individuals.
Amazing.
Yeah, to date.
Amazing.
So it's been an incredible journey. And I think the most important thing is seeing what people do with the knowledge after. Yeah. So we've had somebody, for example, conduct research and get paid 4 million Kenya shillings.
Wow.
Even as you're like, okay, very good for you. Are you going to be doing this monthly? So he's actually quit his job.
Wow.
And now he's
Oh,
focusing
really?
on, yes, he's focusing on AI-powered research.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
And
that.
this came out of the training.
Came out of the training.
that you did.
And
Yes.
this is so
Yeah.
interesting. And maybe there's someone, you're sitting there and you've been jobless for a while. You've been
I
wondering
like
what
that.
the turnaround is.
Yeah.
You've been having free coffees with people where even you are the one who buys. There's an opportunity to begin to structure that into something. If people are buying you coffee for it,
There's
if people
some
want to
value.
meet with you about it,
Yeah.
it's very likely that if properly structured, it can turn
Oh,
into
yeah.
an income generating opportunity. One of the things in 2018 that God brought my heart after 3 months of depression because my income had dropped significantly.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a whisper as clearly as I can hear you say to me, everything you need to succeed, you already have. Everything you need to succeed, you already have.
Nice.
And I look back, God took me back to how He had given me money in a certain period. And it was all the things I was doing almost for free. MCing, commercial
Oh,
modeling,
yeah.
Nice.
coaching, training, speaking in front of people.
Yeah.
And that's become my livelihood since then.
Nice.
And so you could be seated on something that just needs a little structuring. And one of the
I
things
love
we're
that.
doing in this space is creating opportunities through the Fearless Business Networks to connect with people.
Yeah.
You're hearing the people she's trained is because of the work they've done here at Mavuno Church.
Yeah,
You can connect with people in the different networks and networking spaces. Reach out to us on this platform. And hey, you never know. You're sitting on your income generating opportunity
it.
and giving it away for free.
That's true.
Wow.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe we can move on. You know, you've talked about how, and let me just say first, I really do appreciate the training, and maybe you'll do a plug for it at the end. But
Okay.
they're called This is Digital.
Yes.
Phenomenal training. I went for
Yeah.
the boot camp. Actually, I've gone for 2 of the boot camps
Yes.
now,
Yeah.
and sent some of our teams to go for that training.
Yeah.
And Mavuno Church, as you've mentioned, you know, we've had a whole group of people go for that. But there is a conversation that is kind of like ongoing within Christian circles about the use of AI, and you know whether AI is, you know, kind of like the signs of the ends of the time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And there's a lot of fear, a lot of misinformation about it as well. As we begin this particular series on AI, maybe the question for you, as a passionate follower of Jesus, is how should we as believers think about technology and innovation? You know, what should our mindset be where technology and innovation kind of comes in?
Okay. So first, I think it's always good to demystify, and I'll leave that to you because you're pastors, to demystify like the end of, you know, like when people say, because I've been told, I mentioned to you that AI is the Antichrist.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Who is that one?
So you must be the prophet of the Antichrist.
The forerunner, baby.
Yeah. You're the one who's preparing the way. You're the John the Baptist for the Antichrist. Surely.
Who are these people?
I like going back to, okay, what does the Bible say about the Antichrist? And then now let's look at AI.
Especially because the last AI we had showed Joshua some dust. Anyway, different conversation.
That's an inside joke.
Inside joke.
So I'm like, let's compare the Antichrist. Okay, these are the characteristics, and then look at this thing. This is just tech. Like, that's it. Like, it's literally just technology. But for every technological advancement that has happened over the last century, maybe even, there's always been a group of people who go like, we don't really believe in this thing. Do you remember Y2K?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When computers were supposed to shut down and then the world was supposed to come
to an end. Of the age.
And we're going to be exit the planet.
We're still here, 26 years later.
Yep.
So I think with every technological advancement, there's always like, a lot of fear, which
There's
is
a sense
normal.
of fear,
There's
absolutely.
a sense of fear because you don't know this thing, and I think even there's a book I highly recommend. It's called The Coming Wave by Mustafa Suleiman, who's a very big person in the AI and tech space. So I highly recommend that book. And what he does is, I haven't finished it, but the chapters I've read, he's talked about like each evolution and the things that are happening in each evolution. And he talks about even when they created the engine, there are people who are still fighting, saying this thing, our organs apparently cannot handle the speed of like a moving car. Yes. And yet horses were moving faster than, anyway, because I think that engine was moving at like 20 kilometers per hour. So the horse was moving faster, but then now we're over here saying how the engine. So I mean, so with every advancement, there's always like fear because we don't know. What I would say for Christians is this, AI, and especially Christian business owners, because this is a business podcast, this is the time to get that idea that you have always had in your head. You've shelved it somewhere. There's never been a better time to launch a business than today. Wow. Why? Because first of all, AI, and I can use maybe just the example of ChatGPT, Gemini. I'm now really becoming a huge fan of the Google tools. Can be your business strategist at just $20 a month. Your business strategist is in there. Your co-founder is in there. You can go and exchange notes and ideas and say, can you please help me draft this? Can you help me draft the other? It's in there, right? If I'm creating like marketing promotional material, I take that I record one long video like this one, and then I take it to Opus Clip, and it creates for me like short snackable pieces of content. Opus Clip, it creates for me short snackable pieces of content. I use Metricool to schedule those posts. All this I can do within like one afternoon. So this is the easiest time to launch a business. Let me tell you.
Or even a church.
It's never been easier. Or even a church.
It's so exciting.
Never been easier. When we were launching like our first business, first of all, it took us like 6 months to get that website up. Now on Lovable, you can do that in like one afternoon. In fact, like one weekend now, we normally say it's too much time to like put something out. So your website is done, your social media content is done. Now we have AI-powered tools that even monitor for you. This is the best time to post. This is the best time to do. I mean, it's never been this easy. And then you can also use AI to like brainstorm. Like, what do you think about this? The other day, I was working with my very good friend. He was he's the CEO of one of the biggest security firms in the country. So he handles his website himself. So he's also in tech. So he used AI to change the copy on his website so that it's ready for AI overview. Like he was just seated, like one afternoon he did all that. He changed the copy for the website. He was able to add like a chat feature. He asked AI to help him figure out like what are the things that we can change on the website to make it more easier, like easier journeys for the people who come onto the site. So the other day he was telling me, after adding the WhatsApp feature, he's chatted with like so many people after that. So for business owners, Christian business owners, these are the tools. Like it's never been easier. Something else he said is he was able to do all this without a team. Without a team. It's just him seated down with his laptop, getting the work done. And now his site is ranking so much better. It's doing, as in like it's never been an easier time. And then he said, the only thing you need to do is to prompt, right? And I was like, that's exactly it.
Exactly it.
You know, so we're moving into a time where it's so much easier. So that idea, by the way, it's just you.
Grace, this conversation cannot end here. This conversation cannot end here because we need to wrap up this session.
Okay.
But we are definitely having you back.
Okay.
You're definitely coming back for the next one. We cannot finish this conversation like this.
Okay.
But I just want to take a pause there. Pastor Kuria, what are some of the takeouts that you're getting from this?
One of the ones that's been really useful for me is listening to your journey.
Yeah.
And you talk about from your love of tech from a very young age, 11. When you begin to dabble with this.
Yeah.
But then when I think about OpenSphere, Safaricom, Oxfam, all these different places, and many times what's happening is that the professional journey that you're on is preparing you for, it's almost like for a special assignment.
That's true.
Oh, yes.
And it's very easy in the middle of your journey to get frustrated with where you're at, to get frustrated and not realize it's very likely that there are things that you are learning in the season of life that you're in today that are going to be extremely useful for you, one day to come.
Yeah.
I mean, in the seasons to come.
Very true.
Because when I think about, you guys really are on the cusp of something. I love what you said, because you talked about how, when you launched your business, there was nobody doing that. Which means that you guys now are on the forefront of this thing. You are ahead of the curve in as far as this region is concerned.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you would never have known that when, you were starting what do you call it? OpenSphere.
OpenSphere, yeah.
When you were doing cakes.co.ke,
Yeah.
you'd never have known that this is where your journey would lead you to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think one of the lessons for me as I've listened to you is just to say, be patient with your journey.
Absolutely.
Be diligent with your journey. Be faithful in your journey.
Even the small things.
Even the small things. And it's easy to see the small things as punishment or, God is not interested in me, or I lost my job, or this happened, and not realize all of them. Scriptures talk about this thing of the steps of the righteous being ordered of the Lord.
Yes.
And I've sat here and I've listened and I'm like, what?
That
Your
is it.
steps have been ordered.
Absolutely.
And I don't even think you've reached your destination yet. But you have reached, I think, a critical point in your career, in your progression, in your business, in your professional life. But everything that you have done up to this point has kind of helped you. And it's an important thing for people, because you're running a business and you're feeling, I don't know what I'm doing in this season. And sometimes there's a need just to hunker down, just to kind of focus on this thing and realize there are things you're learning in this season.
Yeah.
Because I assume there are things that you learned at Oxfam that are beneficial for this is digital.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Things you learned, kind of like along the way, and
Yeah.
there's a sense
Yeah.
of, oh God,
Yeah.
I need to develop a sense of patience. We talked about the word resilience.
Yes. And
Earlier
there's no wasted
on.
experience.
I
There's no
love
wasted
that.
There's
I love
no
that. There's
wasted
no
experience.
wasted experience.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that's one of the things that I've just picked up from your journey.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think the big ones for me are, one, stay in touch with God.
That is it.
In this season, we're talking about remaining connected to the vine for you to be fruitful.
Yeah.
And I think that constant checking in with your sender, constant checking in with the kingdom authority,
Yeah.
constant checking in with God. Are you where you should be?
Yeah.
Is this where? How much longer?
Yeah.
Even when to leave and when to join, when to
Yeah.
move on to the next thing, how much longer? The other thing that was really a big one for me is, that means you're spending time in prayer, spending time in the scriptures, spending time
Absolutely.
listening to God.
Absolutely.
The other thing for me was keep your eyes open. You're in spaces, you're in rooms, you're in meetings, you're hearing things, and for many of us, some of those things just pass. Oh, it was a good meeting, or it was a good connection, but God is constantly speaking to you and He's saying, this is the thing, and you're busy thinking, is that just my crazy thinking? And then the last one for me is that thing you're giving for free.
Yeah.
Over a
Such a
meal,
good thought.
over coffee.
Yeah.
That thing could be the next break
Yeah.
for your revenue, for your income, but the money that God is about to pour into your hands is for kingdom expansion, because you're an agent of the kingdom. Pastor Kuria, do you want to pray for us?
Me, what I've realized is I'm doing this for free. So I really, that's what I've picked up from this thing.
That's
This
what
is
you
your
picked
coffee
up from.
anyway.
You guys are now drinking my coffee, and I've learned. You may not see me here next week. No, I'm kidding. But I thank you so much. I think it was a great conversation, and
Yeah.
Pastor Sijenyi, we
Thank you
need to
for
have you
having
back.
me.
I think we need to
Yeah.
unpack
Yeah.
a little more of this conversation. But I do want to pray. I want to pray for anyone who's professional, working somewhere, and you kind of really need to discern what's your purpose. Because you talked about this thing for what's my purpose, and what's my purpose in this particular season of life. So the Lord will just bring a sense of clarity for you. For entrepreneurs who want to step out in faith, because you've heard her say, it's possible that you could start something in an afternoon. My word, I'm telling you, we're in a season of life we've never been in before, where in one afternoon you're able to, maybe you're listening to this and you're like, you know what, there are thoughts I have, there are ideas I have, there are things that I want to start. And maybe the idea is, hey, you need to have a sense of urgency about it, but a sense of direction as well. And I really have to celebrate Grace for joining us today. It's been such an excellent we're just saying how quickly time goes. It just kind of flies by.
Completely.
And we must have you back. But I really just want to close and maybe you can tell us about your business, by the way. You didn't even give a plug for This Is Digital.
Oh, okay.
How do we get in touch?
Okay.
Yeah.
So our website is www.thisisdigital.ai. So you can reach us there. You can call us on 0722-268-274. And what we offer is AI acceleration, so for organizations and individuals. And so if you want to take a class, we have online classes happening for 8 weeks. We're currently running the January-February cohort, so the next one is March and April. So you're welcome to register for that on the website. And then we also have in-person classes happening at the Social House Lavington every last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of each month. So that information is available there. Please follow us on social media. This is digital.ai across all platforms. Yes.
I love it. That's a training I went for and I recommend it highly. But let's spend some time and just pray. I want to pray for anyone who maybe is in an uncertain season. Maybe you're listening to Grace and just thinking, my goodness, she seems so clear and certain about her journey and about, kind of like every step. And you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know where I am in my career right now. And you feel uncertain. I would like to pray for you. The Lord will give you clarity and give you direction in this season. For entrepreneurs as well who are out there just thinking, oh my goodness, I need resilience. I want to pray for you. The Lord will bless you with resilience. And for anybody who needs courage to step out as well, I'd love to be able to pray. So let's pray together. Father, we thank you for this time that you've blessed us with. What a wonderful, wonderful time that is enriching for us as individuals, as followers of Jesus, but also as business people and as professionals as well. I want to pray for anybody who is out there, who is just kind of facing an uncertain season of life. Professionally, they're uncertain, whether they're in business or whether they're in employment, and just uncertain about where they're at and what the next steps look like. It sounds from Grace that everything is in order for her, everything is clear. But for you, maybe it isn't. I want to pray for you that the Lord will bless you, that He will give you a sense of direction in this season, that He would give you a sense of clarity, that He would make your next steps absolutely certain for you. I want to pray for you that you would be, as Pastor CJ said, connected to the vine. And as you are connected to that vine, that the Lord will just begin to show you, this is the season, this is the way, walk ye in it. I want to pray for you there as well. If you're just praying and you've heard this story and you're like, you know what, I want to grow in my resilience. I want to be able to enjoy the season that I am in so I can get the lessons for it, so I can carry it over to the next season. Father, we are praying over any man or any woman who is in need of this, oh Lord. Would you bless them? Would you enable them the fortitude and the steadfastness to stay in this season, the ability even to endure challenges and overcome difficult seasons, oh Lord. I pray for grace for any such person right now, oh Lord, that they'd be able to kind of go through the season that they're in and learn the lessons that you have in store for them, oh Lord. But Father, as well, I want to pray for anybody here who needs courage to take a next step. We've heard some incredible things today, oh Lord, about, kind of like where the world is going and, where things are headed. And someone just needs courage to be able to execute, to get to, think about an idea that they have and just begin to execute it out. Father, I pray for them as well, that your grace would be sufficient for every man and every woman who is in that season as well. But I want to pray for you as well. Again, Pastor CJ said this thing about being connected to the vine brings you a sense of fruitfulness in your life. And maybe you're watching this and never given your life to Christ. So maybe you have, and you fell away at some point in your life. I'd love the opportunity just to pray with you. If that's you, you'd like to give your life to Christ or rededicate your life, please say this prayer together with me. And it'll just be a prayer of salvation. Just say, Dear Jesus. Say it out loud wherever you are. Just say, Dear Jesus, I thank you that you love me and that you died for me and that you gave your life for me, that I would be fruitful in every sense. I acknowledge that I have not lived for you, but today all that ends. Today, I am making a decision to follow after you. I am inviting you into my heart and into my life. Would you be my Lord and my Savior? I invite you now to be Lord of my life. From today, I belong to you, and you belong to me. In Jesus' name. Hey, if you said that prayer, we would love the opportunity to connect with you. There'll be some details on the screen of how you can reach out to us. But my goodness, what an incredible time that we've had. Looking forward,
What an incredible time.
to the next episode.
Oh, I can't wait to have you guys again next
Yeah.
week as we
Yeah.
take this conversation to the next level. Well, as we close today, remember, whatever you are facing, whatever you're going through in business or your personal life, you need to realize that God is working in all things to help you understand and activate your kingdom assignment. Whether it's in your office, your business, or your boardroom, your startup, that is holy ground when it is surrendered to God. Now, you don't need a new title, you don't need a new job, you don't need a new position. What you need is a renewed perspective. God is waiting for you to arrive at He's not waiting for you to arrive at some future destination before He uses you. He is at work right now, right where you are. Now, if today's session resonated with you, send it to someone, share it. Share this on your social media platforms and share it with someone who you know that might be wrestling with purpose, direction in their career, in their business, and in the position that they're in. Be sure to join us next week as we continue with the conversation on episode 2, which is AI is here. What is changing and who is affected? You do not want to miss it, because understanding the times is essential if we are going to live out our calling wisely. Well, from us here at Fearless Business, we want to challenge you to go forth, work with faith, lead with courage, and as always, be fearless. God bless you.